Hello, I'm Clarice Hay from BeHealing.com, and I've made a new pick a card read for you. This time it's past, present and future of your love life. The past part being, it could be something long ago in your love life that has something to do with your love life right now. And present being what's going on in your love life right now, the deeper stuff behind it. And the future part of it is going to be in a deeper dive, the future part of what's coming in. If you find that it is your story, could be a story, you might want to get that future part of it. If you do, toward the end of the reading, we'll be popping a link for it up there. There's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments below as well. That's where you can also find your timestamps to fast forward to your reading. So all you need to do now is take your pick. Now this is a timeless reading. Whenever you get into it is good. Would you like the crystal? And the crystal is out with the chemistry card. Someone you got a lot of chemistry with, huh? Or would you like the flower? And the flower is out with the gifts card. Someone gifting you a lot. Someone got a lot to offer you. Or would you like the shell? And the shell is out with the communication card. Something about love letters. Things that are written down. Or messages, perhaps. Take your pick now. Crystal, flower, and the shell. And don't forget to click like before you click off this video down there. Leave a comment while you're watching as well. It really helps me out, that stuff. I just clicking that subscribe button with that notification bell. And did you know that I've got a live show 3 times a week here on YouTube? It's called Psychic Cafe. I give mini reads in there for donations. Would love to see you in there and connecting with your personal energy and give you a mini read. So come along sometime. You find the next show laying in wait on my YouTube channel by clicking Be Healing down there. Well, enjoy your reading. I'll see you in there. So if you chose the crystal, and this one's for you. Crystals, let's find out about your love life, past, present, and future. Now, as usual, there's going to be a deeper dive to this. That is an extended reading that goes with this. If you find that this is your story, could be your story, you might want to get that. In that, I'm going to do the future part of this. So the past part is going to be sometime in your past that has something to do with your love life at the moment. It could be recent past about your current relationship or current beau, but it might not be. It might be something that went on a long time ago, perhaps. Well, let's get into it and see. If you do want that future part of it, toward the end of the reading, we'll be popping a link for it up there. There's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. So let's get into your past energy. Something about the past, 4 crystals that has a bearing on their love lives right now. Okay, Ace of Wands, particularly passionate start that you had with someone, probably based on mutual attraction, very strong attraction to each other, Ace of Wands, and yeah, heartbreak, so something that broke your heart. Previous relationship, I think we're talking about here, with someone that the start of it was very passionate. It was all about the passion, all about the sexual chemistry, all about the way that you felt about each other because of that physical attraction. Ace of Wands, tell us about this Ace of Wands. 10 of Materials, wow, okay. Something that you thought could last and be built into something you're happily ever after. Right. So it could be a connection that you went in and you're kind of believing in the fantasy of it, because the Ace of Wands doesn't go to the 10 of Materials. There's a lot. Ace of Pentacles, maybe. There's a lot more involved in it than just kind of a mutual attraction, you know, into picking the right mate that you can actually build with. So it doesn't necessarily follow that a very strong attraction will be the one that you can build something for long term with. It's not an indicator, you know. Our physical attraction to someone is not an indicator of whether that relationship can go long term, but they do break our heart when we have that real strong feeling about them, that very strong attraction to them. Sacred space is behind that. Something about, this could have been a relationship where you got involved with them quite quickly. You, with that strong mutual attraction, perhaps moved in with them into their space or them into your space quite quickly, and you thought you could build from there. You thought that fast movement meant that perhaps you're on the same page as you, but it turned out not to be so. This could have been a kind of an insta kind of relationship where you moved it to the next levels and were kind of functioning as a more committed couple before you actually were committed to each other. Three of Swords, what's this about? Use of materials. They had a lot of stability. Okay, so they're kind of good on paper too, for a partnership. And you had High Priestess. So intuition about it. So you intuitively thought that this person was right for you because they were good on paper, and you had that instant chemistry, and you both seemed to throw yourselves into each other's space anyway. So you could have been living with each other very fast, or traveled together or something like that, got into each other's energy and connected very quickly, and you thought that it was just like a fast moving relationship that would turn into much more, would continue on from there in that fast fashion. But seems like it didn't, because it broke your heart, and you might have been questioning your intuition after that too. Reunion of souls and hoping to get back together. Wow, this is someone that you thought you would get back together with. So something that you thought was going really well, and it was going real fast, which is a red flag, but you thought it was going really well, and it kind of sideblinded you, but you always thought that you'd get back together with them. Let's find out more. Reflection and surrender. You gave it up. They seem to be very similar to you, but they said that they needed more space, so you gave them more space. You surrendered that, thinking you'd come back together. There was something that you thought that this was right, this relationship was right for you, and if you just surrendered to that they would come back. Perhaps you're still expecting them to come back. This could be a recent thing, and you're expecting them to come back, or you always thought, it might not be a recent thing, but you always thought that they were going to come back into your life. Detoxify. No, there was something toxic about this relationship. Yeah, that fast-paced moving into each other's space very fast. Like I said, Ace of Wands doesn't go to the Ten of Materials. There's a lot in between that. There would be a lot of time in between. It could go to the Ten of Materials, to that happily ever after, but there would be a lot of time for that to grow into much more than that passion, you know. Also, there was something toxic about it too, not just a red flag in the speed of it. Something toxic about it too. So you'll know what that is. I can't pick what that is. It's going to be different for all of you, but there was something toxic about that connection as well. So it wasn't particularly right for you. So they were good on paper. There was a strong chemistry between you. It went fast because of it, and you thought that that was it. And that when they said that they needed space, you gave them space and surrendered to that, thinking that it would come good. Perhaps that's when you gave them the space and thought, well, this is where it slows down, kind of thing, and we'll come back together because this is meant to be. So, yeah. But it didn't quite work that way. Hey, tell us more about this past for crystals. And perhaps you're still waiting for this person to come back. Codependency. This was about codependency. So you were kind of tied to this person, helping them out. This means that you put more effort into this relationship than they did, and you were trying to please them, that kind of thing. It actually wasn't that good of a relationship for you. And if you take a step back and were completely honest with yourself, this wasn't a kind of a mutual relationship, healthy relationship, balanced kind of a relationship. It was a codependent relationship. You're trying to please them. You're trying to do the work around them, kind of thing. Them not necessarily giving too much to the relationship, or perhaps to themselves. You know, them could be someone who's, say, not very emotionally mature, and so, but you're having to be extra emotionally mature to kind of work around their emotional immaturity. And even though you think you're making it work, it's not a balanced connection. You want someone that can do that stuff as well. They left you very confused, this person. And perhaps you were confused in the relationship too. This could be a kind of a relationship where you're kind of walking on eggshells because you didn't realize how much you were doing in this relationship. Obviously, a part of it, perhaps the chemistry part of it, was making you very happy. But a part of it wasn't making you happy. There was a toxic part of it that wasn't making you happy. Now, perhaps you're trying to get into a similar relationship at the moment, and you haven't learned this codependency kind of a lesson. You're floating on air with this one. there was very strong chemistry between you and this person. You really, really liked this person. And now you're confused and it's left you with fears, because if you could fall that hard for this person and want this relationship anyway, I really get that you wanted it for the long term. You thought that it could work. Now it's left you with fears. Those fears would be... I don't know. It's left you with fears anyway, and perhaps those fears are coming up for you now. What can you tell us about this past? Ask for help. Yeah, they weren't doing much for you. You were doing a lot for them, they weren't doing much for you. It wasn't a balanced relationship, it was a one-sided. Let's get some messages from that person for you back then. I feel terrible for hurting you. They knew that they were hurting you. And it could be when they asked for space. It could be that this person just knew that you were too good for them and they had to back out. They asked for space and then they never came back. You make me want to be a better person. Well, you have taught them something, at least. What else? What else do they want to say? Not those. What else do they want to say? I act like I don't care when deep down I really do. This person was trying to push you away. Before they told you that they needed some time, they were trying to push you away and acting like they don't care. This is someone's behavior when they don't really want that relationship. So they realized that you wanted more than they did within this relationship, that you were out of their league. And so they did things to push you away. You weren't getting it. You were persisting with that. And so they said they needed space. But the chemistry between us is off the charts. That was always true, right? And that was the pull between you both. Okay, so that has got something to do with what's going on in your love life at the moment. Let's find out what's going on in your love life at the moment. Tell us present then for crystals. So I don't know how long ago that was. But yeah. Let me know in the comments below. But it's having a marked effect on your love life right now, because here you are disappointed. I don't like the offers that are coming in at the moment. I don't feel as strongly and as passionate and as attracted to them as I was for this person, is what you're saying here with this energy. So everyone's a little bit disappointed, and then you're reminiscing on the past about that person. So attracted to them and need to have that level of attraction. Okay. 5 of Cups, so here you are disappointed. 6 of Voices. The universe is trying to help you out to a more healthy relationship. Now, sometimes we do have like heightened chemistry for the ones that are bad for us. In other words, when it's a healthy relationship, you're never going to feel that passionate about them. It's not that you're not going to be attracted to them, but sometimes that passion, that intensity, that chemistry is only that intense for those that aren't good for us. That's how we feel about the ones that are bad. It's messed up like that. The universe is trying to help you here, 6 of Voices, to make a move away from toxic relationships into something more healthy. But you're disappointed with what's showing up, like you're not having that same level of feeling. Sometimes we just need to take like a step back and be truthful with ourselves about what we're attracted to, because often we are attracted to what isn't good for us. What's behind that is ancient wisdom. Yeah, the universe is trying to help you into a more stable, more healthy relationship here with that 6 of Voices. Out of the choppy waters into smooth waters. But the thing is, the choppy waters is exciting. There's something about drama and chaos and that disruption that we are attracted to as human beings, more than those calm waters. 6 of Cups, so you're reminiscing. It's like if that person would just come back and change, that would be great. Reminiscing about, yeah, the fantasy that you had. The Page of Emotions is all about the fantasy. The fantasy that you had, that connection could have come good. You're still telling yourself that you could have made it work, but it would require change on their part because they've got toxic stuff going on. And it seems like they didn't want the same thing as well. They were trying to distance themselves, acting like they don't care, wanting space from you, pushing the relationship away. Ascension is behind that. You do deserve better, right? So the fantasy is right. It's not right about that person, but it's right for you. The fantasy is kind of your tuning into your intuition and the universe saying, yes, this kind of fantasy relationship, this kind of good relationship is what you should be going for, but it's not with this past person. And it's not with someone like that either. It's not going to start off in that same way. So this energy is kind of saying you're stuck in a fantasy about the past, thinking that it could happen with a past person, and everyone else that's showing up is just like pales in comparison to that past person. You just end up disappointed by them. Emotions are a natural and necessary part of life, but they can also distort your perception and cloud your vision. Yeah, those emotions can really confuse you. Life is a series of constantly shifting cycles. When we resist change, we resist the natural flow of life and create unnecessary stress. Go with the flow, you'll be surprised where it leads. I'm sure that the universe isn't trying to move you into a boring relationship with someone that you're not attracted to. I'm sure that that's not true. But I'm sure that it's also trying to help you to heal yourself from the things that has you attracted to someone who isn't right for you. So attracted to someone that isn't right for you. Who doesn't want the same things as you and is pushing you away. Healing yourself so that you're no longer trying to persist with that kind of relationship, and instead looking for a healthy, balanced relationship that you are attracted to as well. It's a change in expectations that's required at the moment here. That one too. Know your worth. You need to know what it is that you deserve, right? And so it appeared that if some changes were made to that past person, that they would have been right for you. They were good on paper, I can see that. They were quite stable, perhaps financially and all of that. But they didn't want the same thing in relationship. So you need to know your worth and know that you deserve better than that, and to leave the past behind. You need to leave the past behind and stop thinking that this person is coming back. They were a lesson along the way, and you haven't got that lesson while you're still wanting them to come back. What else? What else? Chemistry. Chemistry is an issue for you at the moment. You want that wild chemistry again. And like I said, you need to face the fact that sometimes that wild chemistry is only that heightened for those that aren't good for you. Daydream. So very daydreamy energy at the moment. Imagining, off with the fairies kind of thing, imagining that page of emotions, that what could have been with this person. What else? What else in the present energies? Enjoyment. You want to have fun with someone. You want it to be light. Perhaps you had a lot of fun with that person too. And responsiveness. Someone responsive. There's this feeling, I'm still getting this feeling that you're expecting this person to come back and be responsive this time, to kind of change and to want the same things that you want. There was enough good in that relationship that you've kind of clung to it and gone, okay, we can work on the things that weren't there, we can work on those toxic things, and you can, but you can't do it for them. They've got to want to do it, right? And a lot of people don't want to do the work within relationships. They just don't. So you need to find someone that's on the same page as you, someone that wants the same thing, someone that wants to do the work as well. A lot of people don't want to do the work in relationships. They just leave when it gets difficult. Simple acts of kindness. So someone could be around you at the moment who is doing kind things for you. You might be dismissing that person. Someone that loves you. So people around you at the moment doing simple acts of kindness, could be friendships, doesn't have to be romantic relationships, but you might not be particularly noticing that, the good stuff, or what makes you feel really good. Definitely you've got kind of an energy of someone who is attracting drama. When love, which is more understated, it's more nurturing and gentle, is around you at the moment, but perhaps it's not floating your boat and lighting your candle like that other one did. Water under the bridge. It feels like that past person wants to let it go now. Water under the bridge. What else? Can't stand the thought of you with someone else. Oh, jealous too. Oh, okay, so they've got a pull on your energy as well. So they're not completely wanting to get away from you. There's a sexual chemistry pull from them too. They're trying to kind of come back in some level in your life too. This is the end. But they don't as well. Gave into temptation. Yeah. So this person keeps on coming back. They won't leave you alone. It's this is what this sexual chemistry does, right? Is that we get reminded of it, and then they come back in, and you think, oh, this is it now. They're going to put the work in and do more, and they're not. They're just responding to that sexual chemistry. So you've got a sexual chemistry bond with this person, and you're both feeling it. It's wild. You're both feeling it, and it has them coming back in every now and then, giving you some attention, and then backing right off again because they don't want to do that work and they don't want to make those changes. And so, yeah, this is a tricky situation. So if that sounds like it is your story, could be a story, you might want to get that deeper dive. I'm just going to do the same thing again, but I'm going to do it for the future. So what's coming in, I'll also be getting a timing card out for you as well of when this future thing is going to happen. So you're going to meet somebody new, or is this person going to come back in? Well, let's find out. In that future part of it. If you're interested in that, I'll pop a link for it up there. There's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. It's 20 Australian dollars, which is about 15 American dollars right now, and it's an instant watch kind of a thing. You need to type your email address in very carefully, because if you get that wrong, you will not receive it. Now, the email, it might end up in your inbox, but it might end up in your spam, your junk, or your promotions folder. Do check in those places. In that email, you will see a link to the crystal, to the flower, and to the shell. Click on the crystal on a device that you can open PDFs with. In that PDF, amongst other things, you'll see a picture of a video. And when you click on that, if it doesn't take you right away to a video, try it on a different device and it will. So thank you so much for watching. And don't forget to click like before you click off down there. Leave me a comment. Click on the subscribe button with that notification bell. And if this is where you're leaving me, good luck with all of this. If you're coming with me to that deeper dive read for that future part of it, then I'll see you in there very shortly. So if you chose the flower, then this one's for you. Flowers, let's find out about your love life, past, present, and future. Now, the past part of it, it could be a long time ago. It's just something that's got something to do with your love life. It could be the past, recent past of your current connection. It doesn't have to be though. So the past and the present part will be in this video. The future part of it's going to be in a deeper dive. That is an extended reading that goes with this. And so if you find that the past and present part is your story, could be your story, you might want to get that future part of it. If you do, toward the end of this reading, I'll be popping a link for it up there. There's also a link for that in the description box or in the comments below. So let's get straight into it. Past for flowers. It's got something to do with our love life at the moment. Tell us something about the past for flowers. It's got something to do with our love life at the moment. The Tower, something that fell apart, got disrupted, perhaps external influences messed it up. The Queen of Cups, you were receiving, very much in the feminine energy. Someone was taking care of you. It could have been a financial aspect to it as well, someone looking after you. Could have been children involved with this in this relationship as well, but it fell apart. You were very much in the feminine role in this relationship, being taken care of in some kind of a way, and then it fell apart. Tell us about this Tower. Could be someone that you were married to, someone that you had kids with, or just someone that had you in that feminine role as well, taking care of you in some kind of way, and then suddenly that they weren't. Why the Tower? What was the Tower around? 10 of Inspiration, putting burdens down. So someone deburdened themselves, wanted out. Page of Voices, options open, looking at something else. Let's just get another one. 9 of Voices, caused you a lot of anxiety. So someone stepped out here. They gave up on their responsibilities So I'm guessing that I'm talking about that you're the feminine here. You're in the feminine energy, receiving from this person. Perhaps, a relationship where they were out earning the money or something like that. You taking care of the children. But whatever the arrangement was, they stepped out of it, and then suddenly that left you in a lot of anxiety, no longer being able to rely on them. Like, they put the burdens down. They were like, that's no longer my responsibility. Suddenly it becomes your responsibility to do the part that they were doing before. And it's about money. I was getting that it's about money. So a relationship that you're in, there was a financial aspect to it, you being taken care of and being in this receiving mode, Queen of Cups in the feminine. Tell us why the Queen of Cups is here. Which tends to happen, doesn't it? Like if you've got kids. Yeah, so there's commitment there. The World and Seven of Inspiration. Right. There was commitment there, so you were receiving from this person. Seven of Inspiration and World. You could have been at a point in your life where you were transforming and wanting to do something new, kind of learning about yourself, putting yourself out there, perhaps doing schooling or something like that, or wanting to start your own business based on this solid financial foundation with this partner. Anyway, the commitment was there, and so you had the freedom to do that, to kind of end cycles, perhaps quit a job, pursuing something else that you'd really like to do, and you're kind of debuting that. So you could have been starting out in business, or as I said, being at school or learning something so that you could start a new profession or something like that. Anyway, you had a lot of space to be able to do that. What's behind that? And so you were in transformation. You were in transformation mode. You had a lot of freedom at that point. And then they've like pulled the rug from under your feet there. The Tower moment happened. It's like they've given up on that responsibility. They've stepped out. Someone else came along and they stepped out, causing you a lot of stress there. Could have put everything up in the air, because then suddenly you would have had to have fended for yourself and got the money for yourself, kind of thing. Tell us more. Friendship. A relationship that turned more like into a friendship and perhaps a financial arrangement. And a message for you. I'm thinking of you this very moment. Your love fills me with light. I love you. There was love there in this relationship initially, but it's something that turned from that into friendship. So you're just kind of going through the motions, being together like roommates kind of thing, or co-parents it could have been, and the richness of the relationship wasn't there anymore. So someone decided to put those burdens down and step out. Now that could have been you that did that, or it could have been them. Okay, what else? Speak your world into being. I think you were trying to create something new. I think you were learning and growing and evolving. It might have felt like you were evolving out of this person's experience, like outgrowing them, that kind of thing. You were speaking your world into being on the up and up. Didn't feel like this person was supporting you in that, or quite happy about those dynamics changing. What else? Patience. They might have had patience with you as you were creating something, or you had patience with them. Friendship again. Yeah, it was a relationship that just kind of turned into a friendship. It wasn't, some relationships just do that, especially like when we have kids. We can only have kids when we're young and we don't know ourselves properly yet. It's very few of us that choose to have kids with the right person, the one that we can be with for the long term. And so a lot of these relationships can turn into these financial arrangements and friendships and stuff, unfortunately. Perhaps you're patient with that, seeing it out, thinking, well, we can be like this and while the kids are growing up, or something like that. Push me, pull me. Pulled in two directions, though. Of course, the heart will always yearn for more, for true love. Someone's revealed the truth in that. So someone said, look, I just can't do this anymore. And then the other ones felt unwanted, like, oh God, now what am I going to do? Now what am I going to do? A lot of stress came about with this. Forgiveness was required. Be authentic there. So you needed to be your authentic selves and to tell the truth in this situation, forgive each other, but spending quality time together, listening, talking to each other. A lot of talking went on. It's not something that's repairable, is what I was getting. It just turned into something else. You weren't what each other wanted anymore. Okay? The usual story, really. I think a lot of relationships go this way. Messages from them. I'm not ready. They weren't ready. They weren't ready for something more. Or perhaps not for growth as well. This person might not have been into growth much, and you were there growing and learning new things. Or was pretending to be someone else. Wow. And perhaps both of you were. It feels like it feels like a situation where, yeah, just growing apart kind of thing. Pretending to be someone else. Like we live, we learn, don't we? We get to know ourselves and we change and we grow, hopefully. Some people don't, but twin flame journey, interesting. I'll come back for you now. These aren't the cards. There we go. I feel like I can be my true self around you. So there was like an ease of being yourselves around each other. You knew each other really well. Very much at home. Very much like that friendship. Those friendship cards have come out. But something was being hidden. Something I'm hiding from you. There was a third party. I'm sure of it. That page of voices, I'm feeling like it's a third party. Someone had someone else in this arrangement. So someone's heart was yearning for a lot more. And of course, that's always going to happen. For one of you, this relationship could have been enough. Like, well, it's okay. We can just be friends and bring the kids up. And that's enough, isn't it? But now another one of, it might be you, it might have been them, wanted more than that. And so, of course, if your heart isn't being fulfilled, you're going to be on the lookout for somebody new. You're going to be attracting somebody new in. So that's the past. That might have been a long time ago for you. Let me know in the comments below. How long ago was it? Let's get into your present energy. It's affecting your present, your love life at the moment. Let's find out how. You could be ready to settle down with somebody now and not finding it. Changing your mind. Okay, Hanged Man, you're changing your mind right now. Could be looking for something solid now and committed, but with this past experience, like, what if I just grow out of it again? Changing your mind about something, says the Hanged Man. What else? Four of Swords, rest, recuperation, having a break kind of thing. Having a break in your love life while you change your mind, perhaps. The Hanged Man, tell us what you're changing your mind about. Flowers, what are you changing your mind about at the moment? Queen of Emotions. Is it safe to receive? Is it safe to be the feminine, be in your feminine energy and receive from someone else? Because when it's taken away, you end up in a bad position, don't you? And this is tricky, isn't it? Because we live in a man's world as women, and in order to have safety, security, money, house, food, all of that kind of thing, we need to be in our masculine to be able to have that. Now, then we've got to be in the feminine to be in relationships. But if we fully get into the feminine like that, it leaves us very susceptible, doesn't it? Because then if that breaks down, well, we're in the shit. We're in the shit because we've got to get back into the masculine again and do it for ourselves. So there needs to be some kind of a balance there of retaining some of the masculine within ourselves, being in the feminine and receiving and trusting them and being able to lean on them and all of that, but also have our own money and all of that in case things go wrong. It's very difficult. So the Queen of Emotions, you're changing your mind about whether it's even safe for you to receive. If you want to get into that energy, maybe you want to be alone, Hanged Muse, Hermit, and Two of Inspiration, make your own decisions. Now you could be attracting someone in who's very masculine at the moment. You're like, oh, I'm scared now because I was with someone, I surrendered to someone, they were the masculine, I was receiving from them and it all went wrong. maybe it's better to be by myself making my own decisions rather than having a masculine make the decisions for me. Is it even safe to receive? Four of Voices, again, that Four of Swords energy of having a break. Let's put those there. Is it safe for me to receive? Yeah, so this is why that past thing is coming up for you at the moment. So you're stripping illusions. It's like, I'm not bullshitting myself anymore. I want to be the feminine in a relationship, but I'm scared to do that because if it goes wrong, once I've surrendered, I'm at ground zero again, and I don't want to do that. Or whatever position you ended up in that after that relationship broke down, that's what's scaring you now. Hair or something tickling me. That's what's scaring you now and stopping you from wanting to open up. It's definitely about decision making. It's like, I cannot let someone else make the decisions for me. Maybe it's better to be by myself and make the decisions for myself, because if I surrender and get into the feminine again with a masculine energy, then they're not necessarily looking out for me for the long term, even because you had the Hierophant there. So you settled into it because they were committed to you. So even when they're committed to you, you can't rely on that, right? Because there's divorce and stuff. Four of Swords, so it's like rest, getting a break, having a break at the moment. Perhaps, yeah, I think some of you have attracted in a very masculine kind of a person into your life, inviting you to be in the feminine again, and you're kind of resisting it, like, let's have a break from this while we think about it, while we do some planning. Temperance, let's just take our time over this. It's because you're scared. It's because you're scared of the same thing happening again. Anything else out with this? Oh, that's too many. Oh, that's too many too. Okay, scared of the same thing happening again, so you want to take your time with it and plan and take it really slowly. What's behind that is sacred space. You need to keep your space and keep what's yours too. So you're navigating this in a whole new way, right? You're learning from that past thing, navigating it in a whole new way. Hey, let's take this slowly. Let's plan for this. I need to keep my own space. So it's like letting the masculine in bit by bit while you're keeping your security. I think that's a really good way of doing it. I don't think there's any rule books for this kind of thing, because I don't think we've ever lived in such a masculine time, and women yet. For relationships, we need to be in the feminine. It's tricky, but we can't be too much in the feminine, because then if the relationship breaks down, we're wrecked, and we shouldn't be at the end of a relationship. Tell us more about present situations. Have you attracted very masculine in again? You wanting to be in that feminine energy, someone to surrender to? Don't make decisions based on guilt or what you think you should do. But it's only in being true to yourself that you can be true to others. So there is a need for you to make your decisions for yourself at the moment, for sure. And don't be guilted into anything or letting them make the decisions. Don't be guilted to being in the feminine and letting them make the decisions for you. Take that in your own time. So it feels to me like, okay, I am my own person. I make all the decisions for myself. I've got that stability. They are in the same position. They make all the decisions for themselves. They're in charge of their life. Now we're coming into a relationship. In that relationship, want to be in the feminine in that relationship. But that doesn't mean that I'm in the feminine and giving up everything in my life, all the security that I've got, everything that I've built up in my life. I'm still making the decisions for my life. They're still making the decisions for their lives. But for the relationship, I'm in the feminine. There's some kind of something to figure out there of how to handle this. Because when we're in a relationship, it's not about like, we don't give our lives to them and they're suddenly in charge of our life path and our work and stuff like that. They're not that, right? The relationship, perhaps. What else? Leave the past behind. So we're definitely not getting into flowers. We're not getting into the same position as we were before. You're needing to take this very, very slowly planning ahead kind of thing. Be very deliberate about this and be thinking about it. As I said, there's no rule book. I don't think we've ever been in this position before. Gifts. So this person could be gifting you a lot, be taking care of you and all of that, and that will set your alarm bells ringing, right? You hope that this is going to be a good connection that you're going to be able to receive from this person, but their gift giving, what you're receiving from them, could have you reacting. You got to know that. This person could have a lot of influence on you as well, so you take what they say importantly. You heed what they say kind of thing. They've got a lot of influence over you. You hope that it's going to be good, but you are reacting to kind of receiving from them. It feels like that slippery slope. Am I safe here? Am I safe to receive from this person? Betrayal. See, that betrayal from the past is coming up. What if they go off with someone else? What if it's the same situation? Grace and going with the flow. What if it's that? Or what if it's really good? So you're kind of torn between two energies at the moment. It's like, that this person, could this person betray me? Well, they could, couldn't they? You've got to be kind of ready for that. But ready for that, I mean, like, still in charge of your own life, still with your own stability kind of thing. But also going with this, the flow of this relationship. It's quite the tightrope to walk this. What else? In the present. The feelings for you at the moment? Love endures. True love will last, is what this is saying. True love will last. Too many. Let's get one more out. True love will last, and listen with your heart. So be more connected in with your heart. So yeah, very much thinking at the moment is like, oh God, I need to be cerebral about this. I need to really think about this, or I'll land myself in the same problems that I did before. That's a good thing, to be conscious about the choices that you're making in this, yeah. But this is saying, like, listen with your heart, be more in your heart, because true love will endure. It'll be good. Messages from this person then. What do they want to say to you? The person that you've got in your life at the moment. I pulled away because I'm overwhelmed with all the things going on in my life. So this person has a lot going on in their life at the moment. Could be a very busy kind of a masculine. Pulled away from you, not giving you so much. And that's good for you because you're taking space too to kind of plan this out and be okay with it. They gave into temptation. Perhaps in the getting in touch with you or something, giving you some space and then getting in touch with you. Could be something like that. You're the temptation. I'm working up the courage to contact you. They pulled away a bit, but they do want to contact you. Please don't move on. This person wants you to wait while they're busy. I don't know what that gave into temptation is. It feels to me like you were the temptation. Perhaps you're trying to take things slowly and they were tempted to kind of move it fast or something like that. Could be what it is. I would say you need to navigate this really slowly, but let's see what comes up in that future part of it. If this sounds like it is your story, could be your story, want it to be your story, you might want to get the future part of it to see what's coming up for you. I'm just going to do the same thing again, but for the future, I'll be getting a timing card out as well for that. And so if you're interested in that, I'll pop a link for it up there. There's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. It's 20 Australian dollars, which is about 15 American dollars right now, and it's an instant watch kind of a thing. You need to type your email address in very carefully, because if you get that wrong, you will not receive it. Now, the email, it might end up in your inbox, but it might end up in your spam, your junk, or your promotions folder. Do check in those places. In that email, you will see a link to the crystal, to the flower, and to the shell. Click on that flower on your device that you can open PDFs with. In that PDF, amongst other things, you'll see a picture of a video, and when you click on that, if it doesn't take you right away to a video, try it on a different device and it will. So thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to click like on this video down there, leave a comment, click on the subscribe button with that notification bell to hear more from me. And if this is where you're leaving me, good luck with all of this. If you're coming with me to that deeper dive read, then I'll see you guys in there very shortly. So if you chose the shell, then this one's for you. Shells, let's find out what's going on in your love life. I'm going to do a past, present and future reading here. Now, the past and the present part is going to be in this reading. If you find that this is your story, could be a story, you might want to get the future part of it, which will be in a deeper dive in an extended reading. If you do, toward the end of this reading, I'll be popping a link for that up there. There's also a link for that in the description box below. So let's get into your past. Now, the past being some point in your past. It might not be in your current connection, it might be, but it could be some point in your past long ago that still has something to do with what you're going through in your relationship right now, your love life right now. So the past, past heartbreak, yes. It is usually something about past heartbreak that has something to do with our love lives at the moment. What else? Six of Cups, the past. Sorry, the past. So this reading is about the past, but then it was something about the past. Get your head around that. Let's make it a bit more clear. So the Three of Swords, heartbreak. Something broke your heart. Somebody broke your heart. Tell us about this. Tell us about this heartbreak. Disappointed. Put a lot of work into it. Ended badly. It's moving too slowly. Okay, so something moving too slowly is very disappointing to you. You wanted it to move faster than that, but there was something else going on. Put a lot of work into it, expecting those results back from it, but no, it ended up in pain. So it was a slow-moving kind of a relationship. Perhaps it could have been at a distance as well. Not a lot of effort being put into it. Very disappointing. You put a lot of effort into it, but they didn't. Effort occasionally, in and out. It was an in and out kind of a relationship, and it ended painfully. Caused you a lot of pain. What's behind that? Burden. You were taking the burdens on of it. So you put a lot into this relationship. So codependent kind of a thing. You thinking that your efforts could make up for their lack of effort, or you could keep it going in some kind of a way. It does feel like at a distance to me. Perhaps something that kind of fizzled out. Perhaps you're in the same place to start with, but they got a job somewhere else or went to school somewhere else, something like that, and it kind of fizzled out. Very slow to kind of start with and disappointing. You put a lot of effort into it there, but it just seems like on and off kind of energy to me. Like you might not have seen each other very often, but there's something to do with the past in the past. So Six of Cups is about the past. It's about reminiscing on the past. So you could have known this person a long time at this point where it kind of broke apart. The Moon, very emotional. An ending, death, cutting something out. Right. So this person, you went through something very emotional with them. Past before that. Perhaps it was a death. It could have been they lost someone or you lost someone and it brought you closer together. Could have learned boundaries together or something like that, but it was very emotional. You've been through you went through an emotional thing with this person and it made you closer. It does. When we go through emotional things with people, it brings us closer together, whether that is like a disaster or losing someone, something like that. It brings us closer together. So there was something that kind of kept you committed to this person because of even further back in the past where you went through something emotional with them. Kind of always looking back, divine timing. So it's always like divine timing that you were together, that you were with them when they lost that person, or they were with you when you lost that person. So there was something very serendipitous about this connection when you went through something very emotional with them. And so that it kind of went slow and in and out after that. This could have been a long time ago as well. It's kind of got the feeling of teenage kind of thing there. Someone you went to school with, very close connection with. And then kind of growing apart, going in different ways, going to different schools or something like that. It's got that kind of feeling. But there was a bond between you because of some very emotional stuff that you went through together, which had an element of divine timing to it. So you knew you were supposed to be in each other's lives at that point. It's supposed to be this very close connection between you, but it didn't work out. It broke your heart. wait. Someone that was constantly slowing things down, asking you to wait. They didn't want to rush things. Perhaps they wanted their freedom and their space kind of thing. They were just like, wait, taking it very slowly. You might have called it quits in the end, going, no, I need more than this. Very burdening to you because you were holding the weight of that. It's very sad. This is very sad. You're holding the weight of that connection, trying to keep it going. Felt like someone that was destined for you because of how much you shared together. But yeah, they were taking it very slowly and I was asking you to wait. It's like they didn't seem to think that there was a rush to it. Perhaps they were seeing other people and you weren't. And so you wanted to move it ahead so you couldn't see other people. Your heart was kind of taken with them, it could be. Cool your emotions, very emotional. Yeah, very emotional connection with this person. Strong emotional connection. This could be someone that you're considering like the lover of your life. It's really sad. I'm getting a really sad feeling from this. So very hard to realize that this was over. You couldn't do this anymore. Communication. Could have been love letters sent and all of that. A lot of communication within, a lot of emotional communication within this relationship. This is another level kind of relationship. Probably a deeper relationship than you had after this relationship. It just seemed to be a bit of a wound mate kind of thing though, because you went through something emotional together. So, not trauma bonding. It doesn't feel like that. Something similar to that though, going through something together. Something that felt right about it. It felt like family to you, part of the family. They could have been like part of the family. I mean, your family could have welcomed them. You felt like a part of their family. You missed their family too. It's just definite soulmate kind of an energy, this. Expectations. You had such high expectations of this relationship. They were the one for you, but there was a lot of jealousy around it. Like I said, this person, your person might have been fine about seeing other people and you not. And jealousy. Okay. What else? Love. They loved you. There was love between you. You both loved each other. Simple acts of kindness and there for each other. It's a sweet relationship. It really is a sweet relationship. And it feels like to me and for a lot of you that this is better than relationships that you've had after that. It really set the bar high, but it didn't work out and that was very disappointing. What did they want to say to you back then, this person? They were afraid of commitment. They didn't want to lock it in too soon. It felt like you were too young to me. And please forgive me. I feel so bad about it. Damn. Okay, what else? What else do they want to say? It's making me so sad. There was something that they were hiding from you. It could have been a betrayal. But they felt like they could be the true self around you. There's definitely that feeling that it was a very close connection. And they always needed courage to contact you. Don't know why. It took them a lot of courage to contact you each time. Okay, so that has something to do with what's going on in your love life at the moment. Let's find out what that is. What's going on in Charles' love life right now? Nine of Pentacles, single, independent. You got good things going on in your life, but it's very much that card of being single. And we've got a King of Cups, somebody loves you. Queen of Wands, you're very attractive, and Judgment, there's a decision to make. So, someone's very attracted to you and they love you. You've got a decision to make here. Nine of Pentacles, but you're single, independent, got good things going for you, very stable kind of a life, career, got your bills paid, you're at your house, whatever. All of that stuff. Awakening in the Nine of Voices, but there's something lacking, something that your heart's crying out for, something that's making you a little bit anxious in that. So you do have some anxiety, even though you've got a lot of good stuff going for you. Your heart's kind of yearning for something. It's the Awakening card is like something bubbling up from the surface, like you realize that there's something lacking in your life, something missing, something that's making you feel anxious. Duality, pulled in two directions. Good by yourself, relationships bring in disruption, but also there's an anxiety and something that's lacking when you're not in relationship too. There is an anxiety behind that. We do need other human beings. We are anxious if we're like too independent. It causes an anxiety. We're not islands. We are social creatures, and it's much better hormonally. We're more hormonally balanced when we're with someone else. So there's that dual aspect. But then, you know, in the mind, relationships can cause a lot of problems too, right? So something about getting a balance right here. But someone loves you. They find you very attractive. Queen of Wands and Judgment. You've got a decision to make about this person. Tell us what this is about. King of Cups. Tell us about this King of Cups. Someone loving on you. And this decision. High Priestess and the Hermit. You're thinking like, intuitively you think of like keeping your own space, being a hermit. So that's one side of the decision. I should have left those other cards out before. What's the other side of the decision? So you can either be by yourself or put the burdens down and seek something else. Right. Putting the burdens down and seeking something else. This could feel like it's got impediments to it. It's a little bit too hard and maybe you should be looking for someone else. But you could stay alone, keep your own space, or you could put the burdens down, the burdens of this relationship, so it's not unfolding like really easily. And you're like, well, maybe I should just look for someone else because it's a little bit burdensome, this one. And what's another option that you've got at the moment in this decision-making process? Muse of Emotions, the King of Cups. To go for this love and move ahead with it, right? And communicate it especially. Okay. Directly communicating how you feel about this. So you've got three options here. Your decision you're making. They're very attracted to you. You're attracted to them. They love you. You've got three options. Considering and feeling intuitively to kind of keep your own space, be hermit, stay on your own path. Put these, or the other option B, is to put down these burdens and seek someone else, someone that's here now or easier connection kind of thing. Or go for it with this King of Cups and communicate how you feel to them, and have them communicate how you feel. So you're in a bit of a stalemate at the moment. You've got someone coming towards you, but it feels like they're kind of keeping a little bit away from you while you make a decision. You've got push-pull kind of an energy at the moment. Why? Because I guess you're afraid. Because of this past one. It's got something to do with this past energy. So this love could turn into something as strong as that was. But you are taking this decision very seriously. You're less likely to just kind of go for it because the impending painful ending that you think is going to come about. Because if it came about with that person, then how is it not going to come about with someone else? What's behind this is anger. Wow, anger. There's anger from the past. person kind of giving up and not investing in it. There's an apathy to this in you, like, yeah, this could go somewhere, but it probably won't. That kind of an apathy, like, so what's the point in even trying? What's the point in even going there? What's the point in even telling them how I feel? It's probably going to change anyway. Not going to work out. There's a bit of that kind of an energy in this. Because of anger from the past, it's like anger from past relationships, it's like it not working out. What is the point? Tell us more about this current connection. Current connection. Get deeper into this current connection. Power. You instinctively know what's right for you, and you have the power to say no or to walk away at any time. You know that this one's right for you. And they have the power to say no and walk away at any time, and so do you too. And I think that is what's scaring you. That this person doesn't need you. You don't need them. Yeah, with that Nine of Pentacles energy. But you gotta want each other, right? So what makes codependent relationships so enticing is that they don't have to want you because they need you, right? You need each other. But in relationships like this, where you're independent and you get the choice, you got to want each other. And that means that they cannot want you the next moment, right? Because they never need you. Feel more secure in relationships where they need you. You need to lighten up about this. Don't take it so seriously. Lighten up, have some fun. This is one of the kind of decisions where it's like, whoo, you guys are going like, whoa, she's overthinking this. And it's not a surprise because of this that you've been through. You had a very loving, beautiful relationship. It felt like it was just too soon to me. Too soon in your life. You had more lessons to learn on your relationship game. Control and confusion. You just don't know what to do, what decision to make. Like, shall I step into this or not? Is this, am I going to have control over me? I'm not really getting that. I'm not really getting that. Well, I lose control. It's more that, because you've got the Nine of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands in your energy. Very independent, kind of like, I got this kind of an energy. So it might be the controlling part in you. It's like, should I just carry on doing my own thing? Confused about my choices. And you guys are saying, lighten up. Like, what about just loving? What about just loving? What about receiving from somebody? You deserve this. What about receiving from someone? You've got your self-worth up there. Hi. Neediness. There it is. There's something about neediness. Oh, okay. Right. That's what it is. There's something about neediness. That's why it was coming up in me, and it was coming up in that card too. This past thing, this past person, this death and the moon and the Queen of Voices there, you went through something significant together. And that made you feel like you needed them, they needed you, yeah? It felt like it was perfect timing, right? Divine timing, that you were together when you went through that horrible thing. They went through that horrible thing. There was a neediness about that. They needed you. Right. Emotionally. You were emotionally there for them, or them, you, or both. And now, this person, I'm not picking up any neediness here. That could be what has you confused. Is this strong? Because there's no need there. Because you're kind of doing good by yourself. So should you carry on doing good by yourself? What else? Miracles and blessings. Everything has its gift, it says. So this person is a blessing to you, but you just got to let them in. I think you just got to let this person in, and you're having trouble with that decision. This is a new love. There's an opportunity here to grow and to be loved and all of that kind of thing. Let's get a message from them. This King of Cups, this one that loves you, is turned up twice, sis. It feels like you're not really talking about it to them. But that's one of your options, is to talk about it with them. What do they want to say? I find you incredibly attractive. Yeah, that kind of has come out already with that Queen of Wands. You deserve better than me. So they're not thinking that they're actually good enough. They're thinking they're punching above their weight here. I will find my way back to you one day. But they want to come back. This person finds you incredibly attractive and thinks that you can do better than them. But they're coming out as the King of Cups, so how can you do better than someone that loves you, right? Because the King of Cups to me is a card of someone that is loving you right. Sure, they don't need you, but that's actually a good thing. What else do they want to say? Rose-colored glasses, very positive kind of a person. They see you as a positive kind of person as well. But the silent treatment, you're not saying stuff. You're not saying the emotional stuff. You're not telling them how you feel. You're not asking them how they feel. Keeping it on a certain level. You might be in touch with the person or not so much, but you're not going there. You're not going there to that deeper stuff, and it's because you fear going there with the deeper stuff because of the experience that you had with this person, which was a very deep connection. Okay, so that's what I've got for you. If that sounds like it is your story, could be a story, you might want to get the deeper dive for the next part, the future part. So where is this headed then? What can you expect in the future? I'll do exactly the same thing again, and I'll also get a timing card out for you as well. If you're interested in that, I'll pop a link for it up there. There's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. It's 20 Australian dollars, which is about 15 American dollars right now, and it's an instant watch kind of a thing. You need to type your email address in very carefully, because if you get that wrong, you will not receive it. Now, that email, it might end up in your inbox, but it might end up in your spam, your junk, or your promotions folder. Do check in those places. In that email, you will see a link to crystal to the flower and the shell. You need to click on that shell on a device that you can open PDFs with. In that PDF, amongst other things, you'll see a picture of a video. And when you click on that, if it doesn't take you right away to a video, try it on a different device and it will. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to click like before you click off, and click that subscribe button with that notification bell. And if this is where you're leaving me, good luck with all of this. If you're coming with me to that deeper dive read, I'll see you in there very shortly.